Okay, welcome back, everyone. This is Sending Stone Stories. We are a D&D 5e live stream campaign. My name is Core. I'll be your dungeon master today, and our show features our fantastic cast starring CJ,
Yep. Hello, I'm playing Hector, a kobold wizard specializing in graviturgy.
Puny Paladin,
I'm playing Nikos, the Centaur Light Cleric of Helioid.
Rebecca. Can't hear you, Becca.
Hi, I'm playing Phaedron, the Centaur Druid.
There we go. And Sepulvey.
I'm Telemachus, the Minotaur Bard, specializing in sarcasm.
We once more jump into the world of Theros for our campaign titled A Geek Tragedy. Last time, our heroes huddled into a cave near Telemachus' house to get out of the rain. There they spent some time getting to know one another and deciding what their next plans will be, and examining the strange arrow they found in Nylea's omen. After deciding to head back to Dasos to get more information, the skies cleared and the sun began moving across the sky once more. Upon leaving the cave, they saw 3 sacred animals watching them from the woods, each representing one of their gods. On the path back to Dasos, though, tragedy ensued as 3 of the players were killed by 2-headed snakes in the upset of the century. Hector, being the lone survivor, watched as the 3 sacred animals once more came from the forest, and they stood over the bodies of his new allies. The 3 dead players stood together on the banks of the river Tartrix, where they were approached by Athreos, the ferryman god. He handed each of them a strange coin, and the players were whisked back to the land of the living. After their harrowing adventure, they returned to Dasos to find the town beaten, but not broken. After grieving the loss of old friends, helping the townspeople, and receiving thanks for their good deeds, our heroes decided to rent a room for the night at the local tavern. Our heroes sit around the bar at the Leering Dog Tavern and Inn, having just received keys to their rooms for the night, when suddenly a familiar face comes staggering through the doorway. So, you guys see, stumbling through the door, as it bursts open, Lydia, as she falls to her knees right as she bursts in. She looks up and she reaches out to Phaedron. Help me.
Lydia, what's wrong? What's going on with her?
Her eyes have changed color. One of them is white, one of them is black, and her long hair kind of flows behind her as if she's swimming in water. She suddenly falls on her back, clutching something closely to her chest.
I get down, I try and find what it is. What she got?
You open her hand, and inside of it you see she's holding a coin identical to the ones that you guys received from Athreos.
Can I see if she's still, alive? Did she just go unconscious?
She's breathing heavily. She suddenly starts trembling and shaking violently. You look over, you see the scar in her mark, where there was a kind of a black mark that had been forming on it, has suddenly filled out, and a black tattoo has kind of formed around her face. It wraps around her eye, and you see it's a double crescent moon. It kind of contours the outside edge of her blackened eye, and the crescents sit inside one another. And she suddenly begins staring blankly at the ceiling, whispering words. Adranus. Messenger. Somnus. Eros. Cordia. And then she collapses backwards and falls unconscious.
Did y'all get that?
What?
I pick up the coin. I show it to Telemachus and I show it to Nikos. She had this.
This is the coin.
So you look at the coin. It looks exactly like the coins that you guys have received from Athreos. It's smooth, almost like a mirror, impossibly smooth, but it doesn't seem to reflect anything like a mirror. Inside of it, you see strange images moving in the background.
Can I try and make out what those images are?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Never seen one of these coins before today, and now this is the fourth one. So
That's a natural 1, 6.
Natural 1, 6. You look into it, you're just kind of hypnotized by the moving shapes. You don't notice anything distinct sticking out to you. But you do look down, you see that Lydia is still alive. She's unconscious, but her breathing is really haggard and irregular.
I lean down and try and, I don't know if there's anything I can do, but try and stabilize her.
Yeah, give me a medicine check. The barkeeper kind of yells from over the ground. She's like, "Whoa, what is going on here? Somebody just bursts in my door and falls down on my table. Pick her up!" Yeah, that you start like giving her a CPR almost, and her breathing stabilizes a little bit. It's still kind of shallow and low and irregular, but she definitely seems to be breathing more deeply now, and her body stops shaking a bit as you pump her chest a few times. Get her
I
upstairs.
thought we were going to be able to rest, but it looks like there's more happening.
So real quick, when you said her hair is still like flowing and she has a black and white eye.
Her eyes are closed now. She is unconscious. You notice that after she fell unconscious, her hair kind of fell flat on the ground. It's no longer flowing like water like it was. But when she came in, it looked like she was underwater and it was flowing behind her almost.
Especially with that and how knowing or starting to specialize a little bit in gravity, could I do some type of knowledge check on specifically how that hair was not just acting naturally?
What would this be? Maybe like a give me a nature check.
Nature, got it.
So I'd say with a 13, it doesn't seem natural at all. It might seem supernatural. Give me a religion check as well.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely feel like with the glowing eyes, the whispering, these are all kind of signs of someone who's being spoken through by a god. Reports have kind of whispered of these. This is very similar to how an oracle reacts when being spoken through by a god, giving a prophecy of a kind.
Oh, okay. So, I think she was a messenger. That was one of the words she did say, but there was a total of 5 words, and I can remember 4 of them, and I think it looked like any of you get a couple of the others?
Adronus Somnus.
I got Adronis as well, but I heard messenger, Eros, and at the end Cordia.
Aye, that's right. You guys know this person, Lydia?
Yeah, she's the person we rescued. She just came up to us recently.
That's right.
Oh, one of the villagers here.
Mhm.
Okay.
She didn't know your true form, so
With all that's going on, she was mostly forgettable, I suppose.
I guess can I get some help? Can I get some help moving her upstairs? That's what they said to do, and
How do you even get upstairs?
Oh, there's a staircase around the back. You can't see it on the map, but it's there.
No, I
one
mean
foot in
physically.
front of the other. I may have a few more than you do, but it's the same deal. Just 1 foot in front of another.
Mac
I
tries
try
to
and
pick
pick
up the
her up.
body and throw it over his
Okay.
shoulder.
There you go.
She's light, incredibly light, like 60, 70 pounds. She's like a mid-teenager kind of girl. You pick her up without too much issue, Mac.
All right, and go up the stairs. I think I have a key in hand.
You do, yes. So you open
Follow behind.
you open the door to your room. It's pretty quaint. It's just got a counter for storing a nightstand, I guess would be a better word for it. A small kind of hay bed. It's mostly, you know, from the barkeeper that she mostly uses it for people who get a little too drunk and just need to be put away for the night. But she does rent it out to people when they wanna buy it. You lay her down in the bed.
All right, well, I'm out of my depth. I don't have a clue what's going on here.
If there's a library nearby, we could start searching up what those words mean.
Weren't you the one that said we needed to rest?
Oh, I did, but a library's a perfect place to rest. Have you never slept in one?
No, I think that I would have been roundly thrashed if I had tried.
Ah, well, you should try it one day.
I check on Lydia to make sure she's like not face down, like make sure she looks like she'd be fine. And after this day, I was kind of looking forward to that drink. I don't know about any of this, and I'm just gonna work my way back downstairs.
Yeah, you check out Lydia. She's breathing deeply still, kind of irregular, but she seems to be stable for the most part. She's not shaking anymore. Her eyes are kind of darting back and forth underneath her eyelids, at the very least. But she doesn't have a fever or anything. She doesn't have cold sweats or anything like that, as far as you can tell.
Where are you
dreams.
going?
I need a drink after all this.
Well, bring it back up with you. Maybe she'll say something in her sleep. And we need to discuss what happened today.
So you head back downstairs. The barkeeper, what did I name her? Rena? I can't remember her name. I've read it like 16 times today. I can't remember it. She goes, it's one event after another today. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, you're telling me. I promise we've had a crazier day than you. Enough that, besides just myself, it sounds like all of us could use a little bit of a drink. Could I get some to go?
Absolutely, lass. And then she goes to pour you a drink, and she suddenly does a double take. She looks up and she goes, "Wait a minute. I know you. Didn't you win the archery contest at Harvin's Glade last year?"
Yeah. Were you there? Were you watching? Do you compete?
Oh,
Sorry, I don't recognize.
no, I don't compete. I tend to, close the bar up for a week. It's kind of a family tradition I head up there every year. I thought you looked familiar this whole time, but I've just realized it.
It's
Wonderful.
a tradition for me, too, every year. I look forward to it ever since I was about 13.
Yeah, I've kept a close eye on you the past few years, but shame about last spring, though. Not sure what happened there, but next year, right?
Just a little. My mind was on other things.
Right. Anyways,
Speaking of which, I could get my mind off of some of the things from today, which helped me out.
is anybody else hearing a slight static from Rebecca's mic?
Yeah, no, I hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Down
something like
again.
popping when you talk.
Yeah. So she'll grab four of her ales, set them on the counter, and she'll go take it for a famous athlete like yourself, willing to help out the town. I think it's the least we can do is give you a few drinks today.
Thank you kindly. And hopefully I sound better as I walk upstairs. Nope. Okay, I'll work on it.
Is there a window in the room that we're in?
Yeah, sure. There could be a window. You have a window. Yours would be, we'll say, on the north end, so you kind of overlook the agora itself.
All right, I go over and pull the shade to the side. I'm curious whether something was following her or what might be. If there's any unusual occurrence outside.
Okay, yeah. Give me a perception check. So you open the shade a little bit. You can peek out. You see pretty much the same scene you'd seen before. You see the acolytes are still doing their rites over the last of the bodies in front of the fountain. There's still the piles of mechanical raptors broken down a little bit ways away. But one thing you do notice is that the priest suddenly is kind of walking towards the tavern. He's pulling his cloak kind of close by him, looking left and right as he starts heading into the tavern. You see him walk just out of your view into the bottom floor of the tavern.
Mind your wits, my friends. The idiot's on his way.
Speaking of, where is everybody at currently?
So Hector would probably right now be close to Lydia, just in case any other words are mentioned. You know, if they repeat or if they're mentioned, he just wants to be there in case something is said.
Okay.
Nikos probably would have gone down to help bring the drinks up.
Okay. So Nikos, you are standing there as the door suddenly kind of opens and in walks Alice, the sun priest you had met previously. He looks up at you and goes, I'm just the man I wanted to see, actually. He kind of looks a little nervous, and he goes, if you have a minute, I'd like to have a little chat with you, Mr. Cleric of Heliod.
Yes, Nikos. Of course, sure. How can I help?
Right, and he kind of pulls you over to the corner of the tavern opposite of the barkeeper, sits you down at this table over here, and he goes, well, you know, it's... How fares the search for the artifact? And I know you'd run off chasing that goat thing.
We chased it, but we weren't able to acquire it. It got away.
Ah, yes, that's... He taps the table. It's what I feared, in fact. Oh, I could ask a favor of you, if you would be so kind. If you could continue chasing it and get it back. It's... he's super nervous at this point. It's very obvious. He's kind of looking around. And he goes, I would really appreciate it if you could get that back. I'm fearful that Heliod is not going to be best impressed with me after this fiasco.
Oh, yeah, we intend to get it back. Did you see the display that went on today with the sun in the sky there, not moving, and then all of a sudden moving all at once? You must have noticed that, right?
Oh, yeah, I noticed that. I'm trying to do everything I can here, but I am feeling my blessings going away. So I have a feeling our Lord is not quite happy with me.
Oh, I'd imagine he's not, no.
Yeah, I've left the remainder of the funeral duties to the acolytes, but I think the sooner we can get that artifact back, the better it's going to be for everyone. So, if
you in particular,
and me in particular, yes. If you could get it back, I'd be more than willing to give you some funds from the temple. It'd be in recompense for your duties. You're obviously chosen by the Lord himself, so, but let's say 250 gold pieces. It's just to go and retrieve it and bring it back. Surely someone of your power can do that, yes?
Yes, those funds will certainly come in handy. Do you have any idea where it might have gotten off to?
Not after it flew off into the woods. I'm sorry. I can ask around, see if I can hear any rumors, see if anybody's saw it flying anywhere, but...
You don't know anyone in particular who might be interested in having this thing?
I can think of quite a few people who would be interested in having that thing. It's very powerful. It's not something I should have probably been messing with in the festival, to say the least.
Yeah, probably not. No.
Yes. So how about this? If you get it back, by all means, I say keep it or find out what the Lord wants done with it. And clearly, I am not responsible enough to have hold of it, and maybe you know somewhere a little better to store it.
Well, where did you get it from?
Oh, I was given into it directly by the Lord himself. He approached me one afternoon as I was out in the fields and dressed in his best garb, shining like the sun himself, and he hands it to me and says, "Here, it's a reward for your service," and got a little in my head, thinking I was invincible, I guess. Little did I know that the second I release it out into the festival, it gets stolen immediately.
Helioid himself gave it to you.
I believe so, yes.
Wow. So this is partly on him then, right? Maybe?
I would never speak such blasphemy, but I am not chosen by him specifically, other than the one thing I failed at my entire life. He seems almost like at the verge of tears at this point. He's like really distraught by what's happened.
Yeah, Nikos is trying to keep a cheery face on it, but not really helping the guy out too much there. Well, how about the temple here? Is it in good shape? The statues out there? I know they got knocked over.
The statues are going to need to be recarved. We're going to look for a new craftsman to take care of it later, probably tomorrow.
Well, they're destroyed then, huh?
They are not repairable at the moment. Not with the magics we have available at our hands at the moment. We might be able to find someone more powerful from Melitos that could possibly fix them, but it might be worth having a sculptor rebuild them. Wouldn't want a...
Well, do you need any help in the short term? Because we're not going to be heading out, I don't think, until we have a little bit of a rest, recovering from death earlier today.
Death, you say? Oh, no, by all means, you've done more than enough today. I would say you saved quite a few townspeople, in fact. You destroyed quite a few of those machines, and you chased it out into the woods. Just talk of the town at the moment.
When we, when we came to after not dying, we had these coins, and Nikos reaches into his pocket and shows it to the guy.
Sorry. Be careful with that thing. I don't know what it is exactly, but the second I saw it, I got a very bad feeling about it. He gets even more nervous, and he goes, "Well, I'll get you your gold before you leave in tomorrow. Goodbye." And he stands up and he starts walking away, looking nervously over his shoulder as he opens up the tavern door and shuts it behind him and leaves.
All right. Try not to lose any more artifacts.
Yeah. He kind of mumbles as he leaves. Phaedron, what are you up to at this point?
If I could have gotten drinks and brought them back upstairs, I'd kind of shoulder open the door and say, "Free drinks for everyone who was reborn! Free drinks!" Sorry, Hector? Where'd Nikos? I guess Nikos stayed down there. And I'll just walk over, I'll put some drinks down on, looks like the nightstand is the only thing that we've got to set things down on, and look at Telemachus. Hand a drink over.
No, thank you. He walks out into the hallway and yells down the stairs. What did the idiot want?
Nikos will head back up. He wants us to find that artifact that the goat swallowed and ran off with. There's going to be probably a very upset god if we don't get it back. Also, he's going to give us money.
How much did you negotiate?
250 gold.
Each?
I don't know.
I think perhaps we should have these meetings as a group. Speaking of, 3 out of the 4 of us died today. Why don't you all have a seat?
You want me to come down?
I think we're staying in the room up. I'm in the room upstairs still.
Okay.
I would say all of you are in the room at this point.
The question I have for the 3 of you: have you ever seen battle before today?
Nope.
Define. Battle just between creatures, or I haven't fought the
I mean a situation in which
snake things.
the thing that you're trying to hunt doesn't mind hunting you back.
No, nothing like that. Played in a pretty rough football game once, but nothing like that.
I've read about them.
Well, good for you. And he looks directly at Hector and says, to be frank, I was a little surprised to see your first reaction was to hide.
Put up a wall in between you and the thing spinning at you.
Aye. Let me suggest to you, as someone who has seen battle before, that you could have used us as that wall.
Yeah, but I don't like using people as walls.
Well, I'm giving you permission to use that fire ability that you have instead of using other abilities to hide.
Okay. Next time I shall fight as a pack.
Aye. That brings up another question. Squinty, do you have trouble when the sun's out?
Yeah, I like the shade. It's hard to see, you know? It's way too bright.
And is there anything we can do to help you with that? We could buy an umbrella. It seems like we've needed one before.
I can help people see.
I can-
It's something I've done before when hunting. Not usually things that super tried to kill me, but yeah, I've used it with hunting groups before.
We could start adventuring indoors.
I don't think we'll always have the ability to choose that.
Or underground. That works too. Or in the shade, like the shade of the forest. That was pretty good.
We're chasing down a sun artifact, my friend.
I know I hate it.
And you, he looks at Nikos. Not that I don't appreciate a timely healing, but I notice that you don't get to do anything else when you use that ability.
It's how it works. Usually, sometimes, most of the time.
Phaedron, are you able to heal at all?
Absolutely. Just like our friend Lydia.
I do as well. Now I have to give up a chance to attack the enemy when I do so, but I do get at least one good swing in if I try to raise you with a healing word of sorts.
I'm sorry, I just got caught off guard. I didn't even really have a chance to really respond and help y'all. Next time.
CJ!
No! We lost CJ. Again.
It's back and better than ever.
Well, Mac, I probably could learn healing word tomorrow. I'll ask Helios to give me that one instead. Hasn't
You
really
can
come up
choose
before.
different ones.
Yeah. I am so
Well,
blessed.
That is very impressive. Now, the last thing I thought we should mention, if we're going to be working together, we should commit to having a conversation like this after any battle that we survive. Discuss tactics. Make a new plan. And even better, communicate while the battle is going on.
I need some money.
Well, that's straightforward.
Well,
Are you changing the
What do you need money
subject?
for?
No, it's on the subject. No, I have this really cool spell where I need like the certain component for, and I just never was able to get enough money to use it.
Ah, understood. On the topic of money, I was thinking maybe we could hire someone to help us out. Someone with a shield? Or at least to carry the bags.
Do you have the money for that?
Well, if you need to hire somebody, yeah. But if Nikos could convince one of these adherents of Heliod, maybe they'd come with us for free.
I just came to the festival with money for trinkets, and honestly, that's all I've got on me.
Yeah, I used my last silver to buy this room.
Yeah, I have a few gold of traveling money.
Did you say the priest was going to pay us up front?
I'm unclear on that. Is he going to pay us up front, or was it?
He was going to pay you up front, yes.
Yeah, up front.
Ah, very good. Maybe we could negotiate something then. He looks back down at Lydia. But I'm not really sure what's going on here.
Were those names? Were those items? Does anybody know what any of that meant?
Out of character, I'm guessing Eros is like a play on the god of love from the Greek pantheon, but I'm not. Yeah.
I know what
guess
messenger
really,
means.
Do we know?
I know that a library will probably have the answers. I
There's
mean,
probably not a library here.
I spent a lot of time in a library. Would I have heard of any of those words before in my studies?
Give me a history check. That's a 20 for history. So one of the words kind of stands out to you as you think about it more. It's been on the edge of your mind this whole time, and you couldn't quite place it. But as you think about it more, Endrinus kind of sticks out to you, and you think, it's a mountain. It's a mountain named Andrinus. So it's Mount Andra. How did I spell it?
And that was the first word that was said.
Yes, that was the first word that was said.
Well, I at least know from my studies when I was looking through the maps, I recognize the first word that she said. It's a mountain. Do I know where that mountain is? Adronis, do I know where that mountain is?
It is a little bit to the north in the Oread Peaks. The mountain
It's a
range
little bit north in the Oread Peaks.
No,
Could they be
the
pointing in the direction of the artifact?
Katachon Peaks. Sorry.
The arrow was pointing north, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. That would line up. The other four words I don't know. Well, I know the word messenger. That one's easy. But the other three, that would take some time in the library.
Or maybe when we get our payment, the priest might know one or two.
Yeah. Other people might know them. Yeah.
Or maybe we could find a book that has oracular details. I know of a certain general store whose owner just fell by the wayside.
You want to go look around for books in the general store? Is that the idea?
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe we could pick something up. Maybe your little Weasley friend could do it.
Cass? Yeah, Cassie. Cassie's great.
Ron?
Is this first thing we're doing after being some kind of reborn? We're going looting? Like, we're looting stores?
Oh, I'm sure Sybil would be glad to have us have it.
And we wouldn't be keeping it. We're just looking through it. You know? Well, we're just borrowing the books.
That's fair.
Like a library.
Mhm.
We're saving the world. What do you expect?
Okay. So you guys want to go kind of look through Sybil's shop, see if you can find any kind of interesting books that might help you decipher some of these words from Lydia. Does anybody? What do you guys want to do with Lydia? Do you just want to leave her here and then come back, or?
I think leaving her here would be fine, as long as we speak with the tavern keeper. But we rented the room anyway, so it shouldn't be a problem, right?
Should we find a priest to look over her?
Or
And what was with those symbols? Did anybody recognize that? And if we're still in the room, I'll just point to her face and brush her hair out of the way a little bit. Were they 2 crescent moons?
They're 2 crescent moons, yeah. If you would like to recognize, give me a religion check.
Yep. 22 on religion.
That's a 6.
That's a 7.
Nico's got an 18.
well, I think 14, right? Because I'm got a level of exhaustion.
Oh yeah, good point. Well, the other 2 got a 6 and a 7, so I'm not sure they're going to be able to pass either.
Sure.
Hector, you do recognize this. I mean, you've done extensive research into the gods. It's kind of your specialty at this point, bread and butter, as far as like the emblems and the representation of each of the 15 gods. The double crescent moon has strong implications to Athreos. And the fact that this kind of black tattoo is on her face, this same coin has appeared in her hands. All of these are kind of connected to she is associated with Athreos in some way now.
Athreos. Which was not one of the words. Okay.
Did you say Athreos?
Yeah.
And
Athreos.
He uses minor illusion to produce the image of Athreos on the wall in kind of a menacing posture.
A tall, cloaked figure with a veil in front of his face. He's got several golden masks hanging from his waist, and he's holding a very long staff. His whole body is covered in this like green and black star sky. As he stands tall, gaunt, and hunched over a bit, looking down upon everybody.
How do you know him?
We've met once.
I don't want to meet him.
Not much of a conversationalist.
Oh.
Is this a person or a god?
It's a god.
Gesturing to the...
Oh, yeah, sorry, you're talking to them. My apologies.
It's fine. It's fine.
A god.
Does it mean that Lydia is a... Did she have that stuff before when we saw her?
The sun was
Yeah,
in my eyes. I
before-
couldn't really see.
I remember when she talked to us earlier, we saw that the scars from where she had been pecked by the anvil raids had started to turn black.
Then did that make her into an oracle of some sort?
Guess so. It's really not fair to her. She's been through enough.
Well, perhaps we should rest, and maybe she'll have a chance to rest as well. And when we awaken, she'll be ready to talk.
Just if we rest. Oh wait, no. The sun is still. Is the sun still paused?
No, the sun started moving after the rain stopped. It's late afternoon at this point.
Perfect. That means we can wake up around midnight and then travel in the dark.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
It's a lot easier on the eyes. And you get to see the stars.
Not so much for me, but rest sounds really, really good.
Yeah, if you guys like to rest, I know you're still talking about possibly going and looking through the general store as well. So, whatever you want to do first. You want to go look at the general store first. You want to just rest now and look through it later. You can do either one. It is worth noting that you're getting paid beforehand. He said he would have it no gold to you before you leave tomorrow. He was expecting you guys to leave tomorrow. So.
Hector, are we close enough to the general store for you to control Cass from here?
Probably. And he looks like it's the store just right over there, right?
Aye.
Yeah. Then definitely, Cass can go and I'll just look through her eyes.
Aye, just get a lay of the land.
Yeah. Cass is quite up for the task, aren't you, Cass? And she's just hopping around. She's energetic.
I'm sure she's very stealthy as well.
Mm-hmm. When she needs to be.
Especially in
Tempted
water.
to go with her, but I'm really tired.
So Cass kind of hopping around excitedly. You send her off. She goes into the hallway and then bounds down the steps. She exits through the front door of the tavern. You're watching through her eyes. She kind of jumps up once, twice to the doorknob to finally catch it and open it. You see out of the corner of her eyes that the barkeeper is like, "What is that?" She goes out into the yard here. She enters into the general store. And in there you see the whole place is kind of wrecked. A lot of the goods have either gone or sold. When Telemach was in here earlier today, he saw that she had sold through most of her supplies, how busy the festival had been. Give me an investigation check with Cass's stats, please.
Yes. Okay, so that is in extras. Cass. Investigation.
So Cass kind of she started digging through things. She you see her kind of jump into piles of like apples and grapes, other like more general supplies, digging through papers and stuff. What exactly are you looking for as Cass is kind of digging through things?
I can basically, I believe as Hector, I can still be speaking to the party, right?
Yes, you can speak to the party
So-
and then you can telepathically talk to Cass, but you
Yeah.
can't hear them. So you hear and see through
Oh,
Cass's
true.
eyes, but you can't hear them. But
So
you can-
I'll be saying out loud like what I'm seeing, but at least Hector specifically is looking for books, for pearls, and sorry, what was it that Telemachus wanted earlier? It was you were suggesting the books mainly, right?
Right.
So Cass is keeping out for any thick looking books, and any any pearls, because that's what she was told earlier.
So Casca's kind of digging through. You see her pull out a stone. It's kind of like this white stone. She's like knocking it on the table. And you kind of give her the order. Yeah, bring that back, Cass. So she swallows it in her mouth. She got it sticking out of her cheek now. She goes digging over through another place. She's holding up this kind of set of books that are on sale over the side. You see one of them is titled The History of Dasos. You think that might be interesting. You have her grab that. She's like, the book is almost as big as, she's not very big. It's like holding it. She's
She
starts,
is
like,
tiny.
dragging it along. She's like barely got her mouth around how thick this book is as she like drags it back. She gets to the doorway of the tavern again and twice leaps up, catches the doorknob, opens the door. She brings it over inside and heads up to the staircase. Dink, 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 dink.
She's coming, and I'll drop my vision from her from there.
You run down the steps right as the barkeeper's getting to the bottom steps. She's like, what is going on here? Her name is Carme, by the way. That was her name. Carme's like, what are you doing? Why is this rat bringing in a book into the tavern?
She is an otter, and her name is Cass.
Keep her under control, please.
Absolutely. She is fully house trained, mainly library trained, but yeah.
You put your arm down, Cass like scurries up your arm and sits on your shoulders, and you grab the book off the ground. When she's on your shoulders, you hold up your what do you have, a claw? And she like and she like
Yeah.
throws up
marble.
this white marble into your hand. You look at it. It's a pearl, maybe worth about 100 gold pieces. It's very perfect for identify.
Cass, you're the best, Cass. I go into my rations and try to find any what do otters like to eat? Oh my goodness, I don't know.
Shells?
Shells?
Mussels?
I don't have any fresh seafood for her, but I'll give her her choice of food from my ration.
A sea otter's diet consists mainly of slow-moving fishes, marine invertebrates including crabs, sea urchins, abalones, clams, mussels, and snails.
I promise her next time we're at a river, I'll get her a fish.
She like cuddles up under your shoulders a bit before climbing down and walking next to you.
Well, I got this book. The book is probably the majority of my size as well. I'm not that much bigger than Cass.
What's
the title?
About a quarter of your weight, at least.
History of Dasos. You know, the town.
Aye, well, you want to read it then?
Of course. I'll read it in the morning or when I wake up. If you guys plan on sleeping in past or when the sun starts coming up, then I'll read in the dark. Can't let good time go to waste.
If you look over, Phaedron is just like, there's 2 empty glasses or tankards or whatever, and she's just got her head against the wall, just totally passed out.
You have that oh no, never mind. It wasn't that flask. I thought I gave you a flask. I was gonna say you had that flask of apple cider that was given to you as well, but I think that was just a mug that he gave you. So Phaedron's already kind of passed out. Telemachus, you have a teenage girl kind of sleeping in your bed currently. The rest of you head to...
Okay, then.
Go ahead.
Mac will grab his bedroll out and slide it underneath Phaedron's head, and then he'll just lean in the corner.
Mac, with big, strong dad energy, just leans against the corner and like crosses his arms, starts falling asleep with his head on his chest. Hector and Nikos head to their own respective rooms and begin passing out. You guys are gonna have the benefits of the long rest. I have 2 dream sequences I would like to do for Hector and Phaedron. If you guys would like, I can do them as a group and you guys can hear them. If you would rather they be private, I could just have everyone else mute themselves so I don't break all the cameras on stream and just do them on stream.
If it's up to me, I'm fine with people hearing Hector's, but people don't want to hear, they don't have to.
You can always watch the stream afterwards. I think the muting is cute. I've done it in my campaigns.
Okay. What about Nikos Suppola? Do you guys have any strong feelings either way? It's like going forward, I guess, if I dream sequences, stuff like that. If you guys would like to keep them private to yourselves and reveal to the group as needed, you can do that as well.
I'm all for it being public, but not a strong feeling one way or the other.
Okay. Let's just do them publicly for now. And you guys can kind of decide and metagame about if you want to reveal the information or what you do and don't know, etc. I think it's just a little bit easier than having everybody mute and have to sit around and be quiet for a second. So we can do... Who wants to go first, Hector or Phaedron?
I'm already asleep. So
Yeah,
All
she's
right.
up first.
Adrian it is. So you guys head to sleep. Adrian, begin having a dream. Draw your bow back. You aim. You breathe. Fire. Bullseye. You grab another arrow. Just another day on the archery range, preparing for the tournament. Draw. Aim. Breathe. Wait. The target's gone. In its place stands a lynx with golden eyes. Its fur like the starry sky above. Your goddess has sent a messenger to visit you. What would you like to do?
walk towards the lynx. Kind of curiously and cautiously.
You walk to the lynx. It watches you as you approach. And then it opens its mouth. Its jaw doesn't move, but a voice comes out. The forest mourns its lost lives. We cry out for justice and retribution. We cry out for a champion. Can you answer that call?
Is that why you brought me back?
The lynx's eyes narrow, and it nods its head once.
What then? Do I get to remain?
That depends entirely on what you achieve. Your life is no longer yours to give. Your soul is now bound to two, tasked by one and possessed by another. The gods have determined that your destiny ended too soon, so savor this mercy. Fear not, though. You no longer walk alone. The animals of the forest now pad along beside you, and in spirit and in shape. You're in this kind of grove. Above you, the night sky sits, and around you, the trees huddle close. They almost seem to choke you and surround you. And out walking from the trees, various animals come out from the woods. Mice, squirrels, wolves, badgers, boars, many more. And they all sit and stare at you, each of them with golden eyes, and their bodies like starry skies. The lynx stares at you deeply. Any response?
This to the critters. Was I saying anything? Gold-eyed critters?
I'm sorry?
Do they look like spirits or?
They definitely look like Nyx-born critters. So, in a way, they're very spiritual in that manner. But they are creatures of the forest. They look very physical, like they have a physical manifestation. But their bodies look like the night sky, and their eyes have these golden tinge to them.
Will you help me?
There's kind of this like soft from all of them. You get the sense that you could speak with small animals, and a lot of them seem to be giving you the idea of, yes, we will assist you.
I will do this for you.
Good.
I
Go ahead.
just that for now. Just that.
Okay. The lynx then goes, good. Strike two. Strike true, champion of Nylea. A new target appears in front of him. You raise your bow. You draw it back. Aim. Breathe. Fire. Bullseye. And then you wake up. So mechanically, this is kind of your goddess has bestowed upon you your powers of second level as a druid. And you now have the ability to cast Hunter's Mark once a day as a champion of Nylea.
Once a day?
I think whatever it is, it's like once
Okay, cool.
for whatever your wisdom modifier is.
Mechanically, I know my thing. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
I like the sequence. Thank you.
Of course. Hector, you head back to your room. You lay down. The sun's kind of getting in your eyes, so you go and close the curtain. You find yourself in relative darkness, considering it's late afternoon. The sun sets shortly afterwards, and you enter a dream state. You stand in an open field. Nothing else surrounds you, just the grass flowing in the wind. Above you, the stars of Nyx stretch out in all directions, like a massive dome surrounding you. You look out on the horizon and see nothing. No forests, no mountains, no hills, just an empty expanse in all directions. You stare in wonderment at the night sky above you, realizing the absence of the gods. This is the first time you've seen Nyx without the gods being present in it. And above you, a booming female voice speaks. Your destiny is upon you, Hector of Clothis. You shoulder a great burden as you march forward. Suddenly you feel your body grows incredibly heavy. Ugh. You feel crushed under the weight. Your legs begin to tremble as you struggle to hold yourself up. The fate of all Nyx is your responsibility to carry. How will you bear such a burden?
I shall follow the lines. He's still feeling this like extra force, right? Like,
Yes.
Okay. I shall work with others, those that can also bear this weight. The others that are in this destiny with me.
As you say that, you see spectral forms of your new friends that you've made in the past few hours, in fact. Phaedron appears, Nikos appears, and even Telemachus appears. Suddenly you see them stand up. They start hoisting you up a bit. You feel the weight of your shoulders lift a bit. Good. Working with others will assist you in your path to keep destiny on its march forward. And I, too, shall assist you by giving you the power to lift the weight yourself. You feel suddenly as almost all of the weight of on your shoulders lifts immediately. You feel light as a feather. And you feel the ability to adjust that at will. I give you the power to lift the burden of others, both physical and spiritual. And as needed, the power to command those who might stray from destiny's path. Use it wisely. Use it to fulfill your destiny.
Yes, I will, Clothis. I shall be your agent.
You look up the night sky. Sitting there's only one god. Spindles of her hair, moving through the starry sky. A drop spindle falls from the sky slowly, ever etching, held by a single strand of hair, until it touches your forehead. Ding. And then you awake.
Cool.
Nikos, what do you dream about?
Muted.
You're muted, Puny Paladin.
Yeah, that's a good question. Probably like running around on the plains somewhere. a good game of soccer that he was playing with the people from the temple, and it's um, uh, suddenly snakes came onto the field, and it turned into a nightmare. Yeah, I think he's going to have fear of snakes coming forward, and he's just realizing now, like that's what he'd never seen snakes that horrible before. So
Okay. Yeah, Nikos has a kind of a rough night as nightmares of snakes and venom and burning sensations kind of haunt his dreams. And Mac, what do you dream about?
Mac, as he falls into slumber, begins to hear the sounds of drums, boom, 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 boom. And as he awakens in the dream, he's in a maze, traveling around corners. Each time he passes around a corner, he sees the tail of a lynx just out of reach. He smells the smell of olives, and it's this continual nightmare of never being able to catch up. And that's all he experiences.
Okay. So, the four of you have had either restful or fitful nightmares as you all kind of Phaedron and Telemachus. You're awoken a few hours after you head to bed. Both of your dreams kind of concluded by the sound of Lydia stirring. Where am I? Why is it so dark? Hello?
At very last, he goes straight over to her, puts a hand on her forehead. You're safe.
She looks at you, and you can kind of see that while she's looking at you, she's not really looking at you. Her eyes are kind of darting back and forth like she can't see anything. She reaches out to the center of your mass, and she goes, You're the one. I can't see, but I can see.
What do you see?
I see you. Not you, but who you are. It's almost like your soul. You're the one who helped me. But
Aye.
you don't sound the same. You sound like the Minotaur I met. I spoke to the other one. Her. She turns her head kind of towards where Phaedron's sleeping or just waking up. Her soul is so kind. So nice. But I can't see anything at all. Her eyes are still kind of this black and white colors. Her left eye's black and her right eye's white.
Before you fell asleep, you said some words. Do you remember?
Yes. Kind of. I don't think I said them. I feel like they were said through me. It was Adronis, Messenger, Somnus, Eros, and Cordia.
Aye, do you know what they mean?
No. Sorry.
It's all right. You've got some more time to sleep if you need it. We're here looking over you.
I don't know what's happening. This is all very strange, very... And she like passes out after she says that. Like she's almost like exhausted her, like she's just lost all the energy to stay awake at this point. Phaedron, do you do anything?
think all I had time to do was she said she couldn't see, and I kind of fiddled with a lantern and just listened. And I'm also really tired from crazy dream.
Right.
I just look at Telemachus, and unless he says something, I'm just right back to sleep.
Okay.
He waits until you fall asleep, and then he goes back to the corner.
All right. And with that, you guys have a successful long rest. Every single one incorrectly. You spelled messenger incorrectly.
Sorry, I did not. Wait, no. No, I did. I just was trying to write it down as fast as possible. I did one S just because I'm like, I'll know that word. I need to get on to the next couple.
So you guys wake up in the middle of the night. You've spent the last 8 hours resting. It's been an exhausting day. You lose your levels of exhaustion. You regain all of your hit points. What's the plan now? As you get up, you kind of wander out into the hallways to wait for everybody else to wake up, and as each of you wake up, you kind of congregate into Telemachus's room once more around the still unconscious Lydia.
I mean, while going about places, while waiting or just doing stuff, Hector will have this book out and is already starting to try and read it, multitasking as much as he can, but he's trying to read the book.
Okay. You begin reading it. It's a pretty big book. It's probably
exactly.
gonna take you either most of a day at least to get through. The book is entirety. You're kind of skimming through it, looking for important notes,
Keywords.
things that are, yeah, exactly. Give me what's a good check for kind of reading a book?
If I'm skimming it, maybe perception for just looking for specific words.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Let's do a perception check. If you have like a tool proficiency or something that would help you with this, you could use that instead.
I don't think I do.
Okay. You're skimming through it for now. We'll see if you spend more time skimming through it later. We'll see if you find anything. So, all right, you guys are kind of congregated in Telemachus's room. It's about 2 or 3 a.m. at this point. You've all had a long rest. What would you like to do?
Why are we up in the middle of the night again? Why aren't we waiting until morning?
Night is the best
long
time to
day.
do stuff. No sun in your eyes.
The lass awakened in the night. She remembered what happened to her, but she doesn't know what it means. And she apparently can't see, but she can see our souls.
Is she awake right now?
She's unconscious.
Okay.
You could try and wake her up if you'd like, though.
Now I'll let her sleep.
Okay.
I think we should find a priest or someone to look after her while we're gone, because we need to get gone.
The arrow pointing to the north, to the mountains.
Well, we
do
should
have to-
we should visit the priest and get our golds there, right? Temple won't be busy much until at least dawn.
Maybe they'll know some more of those words.
Aye, and now you've got your pearl and no arrow to check out.
But I'll have it for the next time. Or anything else we find. Anything cool, I could just... No.
He holds out one of the coins to you.
Oh, true. I can take a look at this.
Okay, you want to ritually cast Detect Magic on it? Or
Yeah.
Identify even?
Identify.
Yeah, so Hector begins once more kind of drawing the constellations in the air as he ritually casts Identify. And when you finish doing this, you see that the pearl in your hand begins glowing. You can now see through it as if it's a glass orb, almost like a spying glass. You look through it, you see that each of the coins you hold is radiating a magical aura. The magical aura is, as you zoom in onto it, divination magic. And you see that it is the coins themselves display prophecies to chosen of Athreos. And each one that you examine seems to be tuned to the person who it belongs to. So each coin will display prophecies related to that person from Athreos. But you understand as you kind of examine this thing that not just anybody can read these prophecies.
Not just anybody?
Yeah. So it takes a special person with a special connection to Athreos to read the prophecies in the coins. Which is, in this case, you obviously put two to two together. Lydia is most likely an oracle of Athreos at this point.
Yeah. Have you shown her your coin yet?
I haven't.
Did she show you her? Sorry, I don't actually know if Hector knows if she has a coin or not. She had one out, right? Right when she entered into the building.
She did, yeah.
Yeah. We saw hers. I mean, if she is like an oracle or a prophet of some type, maybe she can read your coins.
Read them.
Yeah, they're like tied to you with Athreos. It shows prophecy, I guess. You probably also don't want to lose it.
Not sure also that I'm interested in knowing what Athreus wants with us.
Fair.
Very well.
Just don't let Kat steal it. She likes shiny.
Well, do we want to go and wake up the priest, or do we want to wait?
What time is it now? Approximately?
It's 2 or 3 a.m. currently.
No, it's far too early. Get some more sleep. Keep reading that book if you need to, Hector. What are you, crazy? Yeah. No.
This book is good.
The priest has enough worries. He doesn't need people showing up on the godly hours. No.
I find these hours very godly. You can look up in the sky and see them moving.
Well, maybe you can find a ladder to the roof then.
That's a good idea.
I have one from time to time.
No. More. You have them all the time. Hector will try to find a way to get onto the roof.
Yeah, there's a ladder that goes up to the roof. You see it's kind of at the end of the hallway.
Yeah. So at least... Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hector will go up to the ladder and then climb up and take out the book and read it under the starlight.
Yeah, Hector, you go up to the top of the roof and you see a beautiful cloudless evening. The stars of Nyx are stretched out, gorgeous across the sky, bright, and they're illuminating the ground below. You see there's a few lights here and there in the agora as people are still kind of wandering around, even at this very late hour. You are aware that some of the priesthood will often come out in the middle of night during to examine Nyx, to view prophecies, or especially in a night like this where big eventful things happened.
Mm-hmm.
You look up in the sky and you see several of the gods moving across it. You see Heliod, who is currently, as far as you can tell... Actually, why don't you go ahead and give me a religion check and an insight check. Give me both of them.
13 on religion, 1 on insight.
Okay. So you recognize there are currently 6 gods in the sky. You see Heliod is in discussion with Perforos. They are off discussing one side. Lost CJ.
That's his bad insight roll there.
That's CJ. That's the worst insight roll right there.
Yeah. Terrible insight.
Oh no, I keep killing cameras by accident. There we go. So you see, Heliod and Perforos are currently in discussion on one side. You cannot tell at all what the discussion's going on. You see, Phoenix is a short distance higher than them on Nyx, kind of watching them. He's almost like leaning onto the skies, watching them. You see, Erebos is on the opposite side of the horizon. So you see, Heliod and Perforos are here, and then on the opposite side, you see Erebos, who's he looks like he's watching the conversation between the two of them. Off to another side, you see Karametra standing a short distance behind Heliod. She's currently cultivating her fields in the sky. She has these agricultural fields that she maintains. She's currently cultivating them. And off to one side, you see Farika. Farika is well off on her own. She's right on the edge of the horizon. She's mixing a potion in the sky. You see as a poof of smoke pops out of one of the vials she's working with. She slips it back into her robe.
Okay.
About that time, Mac climbs up the stairs, or up the ladder as well. Steps out onto the roof.
Okay.
He'll climb out to the edge and put his hooves over the side. And just kind of sit and look out. I don't do this often.
I do. A lot.
You do seem to have a lot of faith in these people in the sky.
I mean, I can see them moving about. I mean, I was made by one. I'm like, you see me? I've only been here for 2 years. Almost 3.
What have you been doing in that time?
In a library.
I should have guessed.
Yeah. I mean, I want to travel to other libraries, but the one that I had in Melitus is full of books. I'll probably last forever just reading all those books.
And what led you? Well, I was going to ask a dumb question.
The stars.
And do you think that the rest of us are wrapped up in your destiny?
Or I'm wrapped up in your destiny. I do see, or I've come to conclude that they are wrapped up all together.
He takes out the coin, kind of flips it in the air a couple of times. I'm starting to think I'm seeing things your way.
That's good. Good. I mean, and he like looks up at the stars again. Like, see, there's so much activity up there. It's always I'm always curious about what's going on or what's happened, and I don't know. I feel like they're kind of like people, almost like children. You know, you got to keep an eye on them because some of them make so many messes. I've heard of so many messes that's been had to clean up, and I think that's going to be my job this time. I think we're going to have to clean up a thing after a thing after a thing. Maybe they'll learn.
I somehow doubt it.
Me too. Maybe it's destiny. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Well, you get back to your reading. I'll just watch the stars for a bit.
Yes. It's perfect for reading.
Hector returns to his book as he continues reading about the creation of the shopping district north of the Agora. and
Yeah.
the former mayor who was in charge of building it. Mac, as you look up, you see a single streak across the sky. What do they call them? Falling stars? A meteor. Zooms across. You see it leaves a long trail across the sky. Quite unusual. Usually they don't, they flash for a bit and disappear.
Hector, what's that one?
I don't think that's a god. Sorry, what?
That
He
there,
looks up.
the one that's moving.
Hector, you don't see anything.
You mean the god over? Oh, you mean Heliod over there?
No,
I'll point to something,
over there.
obviously. No.
You've missed it.
The line turns into an arrow point before disappearing from the sky.
Never mind. It's just a figment of my imagination.
Well, I'll go back to reading.
All right. Phaedron and Nikos, I assume you guys just went back to sleep.
Yeah.
Mac, how long do you want to stay up on the roof?
I think when dawn breaks, he would kind of nudge the little dragon person and point to the stairs.
Okay. Hector, you read all night. Thus far, you've not really found anything too interesting. And right as dawn appears, you close your book because it's getting harder and harder to see. And Mac nudges you a bit.
Oh, time to get paid.
Aye.
All right. Do you guys go wake up Nikos and Phaedron?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Phaedron's still kind of asleep against your bedroll in your room. You see Lydia her breathing is completely steadied now. She seems to be sleeping almost peacefully at this point. On the bed. And the four of you are awake at dawn. What would you like to do? Actually, that is a good time to go to break, I think. So why don't we take a break here? We'll come back right at 9:30 then.
7 minutes.
7 minutes. All right.
Perfect.
Sounds
We'll be
good.
back. Okay, welcome back. I just broke all the cameras. How did I even do that? Oh no. Give me a sec. I gotta fix all the cameras. Technical difficulties. There we go. Now we're back in action. All right, welcome back. After the break, or before the break, we were discussing this kind of strange occurrence that's happened with Lydia, this girl you had saved in the first session, and the kind of mystery behind what's going on with her. You guys have just woken at dawn. What would you like to do now? Lydia's still kind of sound asleep in Telemachus' bed. Let's put on a little less creepy music too.
Well, what do you say we go and find this priest, get our payment, and get out of town?
Yeah, some traveling money. Good idea.
Mm-hmm. I have been running low.
Before we leave, we should probably talk to Lydia one more time. And I don't know if could use assistance from anyone in town. I feel kind of bad leaving her.
Particularly if she can't see.
Maybe. I mean, this is her home, isn't it? Her hometown.
I think we know very little about her.
That is very true. I know her name.
Well, we'll be heading out soon, right? And I don't think we can take her with us.
I think that would be dangerous. Yes.
Can we ask the priests? Do you think they'd be willing to look over her while she recovers if she does?
He's a good one to ask as any.
And he sort of has reason to do good now, I think.
We could also put a few gold down here and give her a place to stay for a few days.
That's if she can see it.
Well, we could pay the barkeep on her behalf. But I think that this priest has probably lost a few points in the eyes of his god.
Why is that?
He unleashed horror upon this town, for one.
It was very foolish. Abuse of power.
Yeah, lost that artifact. He's got some points to make up, I would imagine. But he's counting on us to get that thing back.
Make up those points for him.
Well, given our track record, we'll see.
Let's go talk.
Okay. So you guys head down to the tavern, leaving Lydia on your bed inside your room. You move over to the shrine of Heliod. So the shrine of Heliod is off of the agora. It's a short way down. You know that the shrine in Nylea was on the agora, but Heliod's is a little further off. It's on a hill that kind of overlooks the agora itself. Nikos, as you would know, temples to the sun tend to be at the highest point in a town, as they like to be as close to the sun as possible. You enter into the sun temple. There you see the two acolytes you had seen previously, who are looking over the bodies, are now having a kind of a whispered conversation with one another over on the side. But you look around, you don't see the priest anywhere.
You there, acolytes? We're looking for Alice. Is that the name?
Yes. Oh, I do apologize. You must be Nikos, yes?
Yes. Nikos. This is Mac and Phaedron and Hector.
Ah,
And
wonderful.
Cass.
Wonderful to meet you all. The Alice has spoken of you last night. He wanted us to give you something, but I apologize. He seems to have disappeared in the middle of the night. We haven't seen anything of him this morning. He was supposed to do the prayer at dawn, but he's been nowhere to be found. We fear he may have skipped town. But if you follow me, I will bring you to his office. He had left your payments for us to give to you before you left in the morning.
All right, good. Oof, you had me worried for a moment there.
Yes, she guides you back to the office. You see that a lot of the books that were on the shelves seem to be gone. If Alice had skipped town, he had taken most of his possessions with him. A lot of the table or papers on the table have kind of been rummaged around, but sitting right in the middle of the his desk is this kind of large bag of money with a note in front of it that just says for Nikos. She picks it up and she hands this to you. She goes, "May the sun's path guide you in your search for his artifact."
And also with you. Good. Is there anything else on the note?
You pick up the note on the back of it. You see that it's blank. It literally was just scribbled very quickly for Nikos, and that's all it says.
Nikos hands the bag of money to Mac.
All right, and look inside. Does it look like it's sufficient? Is it 250 for each, or is it one bag of 250?
Are you asking me that, or are you asking Nikos that?
As the DM, I'm asking you what's in the bag.
It's 250 gold. So, total.
It's 250 total.
That's 50 for each of us then.
Yes, precisely right.
Yes, Cass gets 50 as well.
What did you guys think about hiring someone to help us?
I like help. I usually get help for the books on the higher up shelves that are too heavy for Cass. So, I mean, if I need help there, we can get help here.
What is it you think they can do that we can't? Is there something in particular you're worried about?
Well, I get the impression that the short one likes to run away from battle, and that you are better with a bow. I'm useful up front, but I don't stay up very long. I'm thinking maybe we could divide the damage a bit.
You didn't mention our friend Nikos here.
Yeah, what's my strength?
You have a shield, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Let's just say I haven't
Beautiful
figured that
shot.
one out yet.
So you want to get some beefcake in here? Is that the idea, Mac?
That's the idea. But if you don't want to spend any of our gold for that, then... And the other problem is if they get knocked down, then that's another person we have to heal.
I'm curious if another person was chosen, would they be here already?
Who said anything about chosen?
If anyone's destiny is intertwined with ours, maybe we will come upon them, or maybe they would have already been here by now, and something got them stuck. I don't know.
Well, as I thought that we had determined earlier that the actions of the champion were not constrained by the threads.
Yes.
So take 4 champions and ask them to hire a secretary. Is the destiny going to get in the way?
Probably not.
I'll take that as a no. But anyway.
Okay, you guys want to go look for a skilled hireling then?
A beefy one.
A beefy one?
One that would be guilted by recent events.
Okay. Cool. What part of town do you want to look in to see if you can find somebody?
Well, there were guards that fought against the the Anvilrots during the battle.
Correct. Maybe see if you can get one of the guards.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to just walk up to random guards and ask, "Hey, you want to come fight with us for money?"
Maybe walk around and try to recognize one that maybe was fighting close to us during the battle.
Okay. Why don't we do a group investigation check then?
That is a 14.
That is a
And 4.
25.
16.
And a 4 for Nikos. Cool. So you guys are sniffing around town, looking at all the guards. Hector in particular seems to kind of recognize faces. And Hector, you see one guard who looks familiar. You realize that he's one of the only ones you actually got a good face or good look at, because he was one of the guards standing in the shadows underneath the underneath the overhang on the edge.
He's in the sun.
Yeah. He's kind of a younger guy. We'll say 19, 20. Like the spurts of a beard on his chin.
Mhm.
Freshly aged. Fresh face.
I point him out to Telemachus and him. I recognize him. He was he was there,
Well,
right by me. In fact.
being there is not the requirement we're looking for. Is he beefy?
Well, compared to me, definitely. Compared to Nikos, I mean, I don't know. He looks fresh though. Looks like he might be up for some adventure.
Oh, fresh. I thought you were going to say like 3 years old, like you.
Hmm. I mean, maybe he is Nyxborn. It's rare. It's very hard to tell.
All right. Well, which direction?
And I point
Just-
at the
He
man.
just starts walking straight at him. Perhaps a little bit too fast, moving towards him. Minotaur stepping towards him.
Yeah, so as you're approaching, he grabs his longsword and he goes, "Halt! Who are you?"
Telemachus, put the sword down, dummy.
He like slides it back in. He goes, "Can I help you?"
Perhaps. You got any ties here in town?
He looks at his armor and he goes, "Well, I kind of work for the town guard, but I don't have any. Why do you ask? What do you care?"
What's your name?
Cedric.
Cedric. Nice. I'm Hector.
He like looks down at you, Hector, and he goes, "I've never seen anything like you, Hector." No. Wait, yes, I have.
Yeah, you have.
You were there.
You were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he says that
Yeah.
exactly like that.
All right, so let me get straight to the punch here, Cedric. You see before you 4 champions of the gods on a mission to bring back the artifact that caused so much damage here. We're looking for someone to join us. Someone with a sword. Someone with some ambition.
Me?
Yes, you.
Slow on it. And perhaps someone slow on the uptake. Yes, you.
Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. That will be a 22.
Well, that's. I've never left the town before. Where are we going?
Well, we're not entirely sure. We think we're headed toward the mountain to the north. We'll see what happens when we get there. But it's a good sign that you survived the fight with the Anvilrots.
He's kind of got like a slack-jawed look to him. He's like, and he goes, "North? Oh, I hear there's more a danger sent out. Oh, sorry. Well, I don't have any money or food or supply. I'll have to ask my mom."
I told you he's fresh.
Can you guys wait here? I'll go ask Mom if I can go on a journey with the champions of the gods or whatever.
Why don't you do that, and we'll have a discussion while you're out.
Oh, okay. Stay here. I'll be back. My house is way over that way. 30 minutes. 30, maybe 40. Oh, okay. Bye. And he like walks off.
I like him.
So, Mac-
I'm lost enthusiasm for this idea.
Yeah, you think he would enjoy being reborn as well?
I think if he dies, he'll stay that way. Sadly to say. But I could be surprised.
Oh, on his way out, I make Cedric 10 feet faster.
He like immediately trips over his feet, smashes on the ground. He like gets up. He goes, "Whoa!" He turns around and he goes, "I feel so light." This must be what it's the feeling of speaking to a champion of the gods. Oh, Mom's gonna be so excited. He like starts skipping off real quick. I'm so fast. He says as he runs off.
Just testing stuff.
Pretty impressive. Can you do it to anyone?
Yeah. What, you want to be fast?
In a pinch.
Or slow? I can make you slow, and I'll make you slow.
Suddenly you feel incredibly heavy.
Not liking that one bit.
So you doubled in weight, and your speed is reduced by 10, but you have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
Oh, so there is a benefit to it. That's nice.
There's a detriment to being fast. If you're 10 feet, if your weight is halved, you're 10 feet faster, and you can jump twice the normal distance, but you also have disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
And as you say this, you see off in the district center has like leaped over a bridge, and he's like, "Whoa!" Yeah. He like lands face forward again. Ugh.
Is it limited to allies?
No. Let me see. How do I put it in chat? I start being like, see, and I'll like make you feel light, make you feel heavy. Like I'll be messing just with your mass.
So we want to invest money in that kid? Is that what we're doing with our funds, or are we doing something else?
Well, it's going to depend what his mom says.
I think that he'll work cheap.
Even so, I'm gonna take a look around for other things that could help us.
Sounds like a plan. We've got 30 or 40 minutes.
Sure. Give me a perception check, Phaedron. 24. Wonderful. So you're kind of looking through shops. Maybe you're looking for items that are kind of useful to you.
I can tell you what I'm looking for. I'm looking for healing supplies, but also my interest was piqued when Mac was like, "You're good with a bow," and now all I can think about is if there's Fletchers or if like anybody was selling bows at the festival. I'm thinking bows and healing.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely say there's probably a Fletcher nearby. You could find him without too many issues. And you see nearby to kind of where you're waiting for Cedric to get back is an alchemy shop. The word alchemy is kind of spelled out on over the sign of the front door, but the A is replaced by a potion. They think they're super clever for that. You walk in and you see behind the counter is a Triton. This is the first Triton you've seen in town, really. She's kind of like an older Triton. She's got these withered gills kind of around her as you open the door, and she goes, "Oh, welcome. My name is Circe. This is my alchemy shop. How can I help you today, young centaur?
Hey, Circe. My group is heading out of town, and we're looking for supplies. We have a tendency to get hurt in the forest, and I spotted your shop. I was wondering if you had any kits of healing supplies that could help us, anything like that on our adventures.
Roll me a d20, please. Okay. Absolutely. I have plenty of supplies. I've got potions of healing here. And she points to like a display. She's got like 24 minor potions of healing. And she goes, I've got a little more expensive ones over here. These ones use finer ingredients from deep within the Nessian woods. She's got a couple greater healing potions. So she goes, if you're looking to... did you say where you were heading? Or you just said you're heading out of town?
Just that I was headed out of town, that
Okay.
we were, and I used the word adventurer.
Yeah, so she'll say, if you're heading into the woods or the plains, maybe you might be interested in some of these. And she puts like potions of climbing and potions of water breathing on the counter. She'll basically anything you can find in the PHB. Maybe I'll have to think of some special potions specifically for Theros as well later. Maybe homebrew
Well,
some
those
stuff
things
together.
are fancy. Do you have, just any simple bandages? Wraps?
Oh, she like her back is kind of creaking a bit as she reaches out. She carries in her fish hands and puts it on the table. She goes, "Yes, I've got healing kits here and some. Here's some alchemy kits, medicine kits over here."
You know what? I'm gonna bring all my friends over. Our group before we head out. Someone else is holding all the funds. If you could just hold this kit aside for me, I'll be back in just a jiffy.
Okay, I'll see you soon then. I'll put these over the side. She sets them off on the counter behind her. What's your name, dearie?
Phaedron, nice to meet you, Circe.
Wonderful to meet you too, Phaedron. I'll write your name. Feyydr. How do you spell Dren?
You got it. Yep. Keep going. You're on a roll.
Dren. Okay, I'll set this here.
There you go. Good job. Thank you. I don't think you speak Sylvan or write it, so that'll be kind of hard.
She clearly doesn't speak Sylvan. You head back to the group.
I had another goal, if you remember.
Yes, it was Fletcher, right? So
I'm looking for both.
yeah, you find this shop. Hanging outside are these kind of really fine oaken cut bows. They're good quality. You could definitely tell they're more for hunting than archery or even combat of that kind. You walk in, you see hanging along the wall are a bunch of wooden crossbows. Most of them are made of maple, oak, pretty common trees in this area. Every so often you see one that is very clearly made from one of the more older trees, some Nessian woods. They have a sheen to them. They have like kind of intricate designs are drawn into them. They have the Nessian wood trees tend to have more magical feel coming off of them. They tend to almost not radiate, but more stick out from other woods. Other woods have like more of a dull wood look to them. These ones almost have a sheen to them, like they're glossed over at times. It's just like the nature of the wood from the Nessian woods. And hanging next to the crossbows, you see there's an assortment of short bows and long bows. You see several of them are designed to kind of look similar to Nylea's special longbow, Affixis. They have these kind of greens and reds and yellows and oranges kind of woven, or not woven, but carved into them. Then a few others are more practical ones designed to be for combat. They have these Nylea's emblems into them to bless them in a way. You see that some of them have sights drawn into them to make them easier to shoot. There's a few contest bows there that you would use if you were doing an archery contest. So there's quite a few of them. They all seem to range in price. You see there's prices underneath them, ranging from normal longbow price of whatever normal longbow price is. I'm trying to find it, and I'm failing
I know
miserably.
what it is. I've got it. I've got all these things. I'm just scoping it out, and I have no idea what Hector would be interested in. I don't know anything about books. Nico seems like he's pretty tricked out. I have no idea what Mac would really want. So as soon as I scope out some bows and some healing supplies, I would just go back to the group.
Okay. I'll say some of the cheaper looking longbows, the ones that are more just for
Regular.
practical anybody, those are as cheap as like 35 gold. The nicer ones that look like they're modeled after Asphyxis, or the ones that are made of Nessian wood, those can range anywhere from 250 to 2,000 gold. The Nessian wood ones obviously being magical ones.
Totally.
Yeah.
Now
So-
I'm back to the group.
Okay.
So I've been thinking, if we're heading to a mountain, maybe we might need some climbing gear. But then it occurred to me that the two of you with quadrupedal ambulation might not be able to climb at all.
You can climb. Climbed. It's not maybe as. It's a different style.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
So you're saying when faced with a sheer rock wall, you could climb it?
Can you?
Aye.
I can with a rope or a ladder. Might look a little bit funnier, but can make it work.
All
Got
right,
upper
well,
body strength.
I'll take your word for it. I just haven't ever seen it done before.
Hector's
I have a feeling you will.
make a slider magic might help too.
I can make you
That's
jump
true.
better.
Well, then a climber's kit is on my list.
You sure we're not spending all of our money on the kid? I did scope out some supplies that could help us with healing. Could help me be a little bit more efficient in taking down creatures. Depends on
What
how
about-
we want to divvy up that gold.
You don't have
I'd like a
bow already?
diamond.
A diamond? How
Mhm.
exactly is a diamond practical in these circumstances?
Because it's a
You gotta-
material component.
You got
I
a
can-
special
I can-
lady in your life?
Yeah. I shine it, and then depending on the angle, a different little colored orb will pop out and go boom right when it hits them.
I'll have to take your word for it.
I do like the sound of that.
You can spend your share on a
Mhm, my
diamond.
share.
Are you guys doing 50 gold pieces apiece with 50 to cast, or
No, that was
I assumed that was a joke, but I should confirm.
Cass wouldn't even take any gold. No, definitely not.
But it's shiny.
It is shiny. Maybe 1 gold, but not no.
Okay.
Math? Anyone? Somebody gonna math this? Maybe there'll be
62 and a
one
half.
left over for Cass.
I think we just have 50 in the party funds and 50 to each of us.
Yeah, that's much cleaner, and that's exactly what I need.
And I was
Apparently that'll
suggesting,
work.
I think that we would only need to pay this fella a gold a day, and maybe he sticks with us for 10 days.
That's not bad. I'm a little bit worried about him dying and going to the afterlife and maybe not coming back like we did.
No, that's a risk he'll be taking, and with his mother's permission.
Oops, sorry, stream.
If it's his destiny to join us and die, then it's his destiny.
Did you sense any destiny?
I didn't see any strands. I don't sense everyone's destiny. It's just when it's the most important. Whenever it's made to be seen.
As you guys say that, you hear, "Hey guys!" And you look over, you see Cedric is he's like pouncing back and forth, and right behind him is this old lady who's she's not old, she's like middle aged. She's got her hand on his shoulder, and she goes, "Cedric, wait up!" And she walks up and she goes, "Huh, you must be the ones who are trying to take my baby boy away from me. Guys, this is my mom. Her name is Leslie."
A pleasure
Hi,
to
Leslie.
meet you, Leslie.
It's not a pleasure for me. You're, I hear, trying to take my boy on some crazy adventure up north. He's precious. It's bad enough he joined the guard.
Oh, he didn't have your permission for that, eh?
Oh, it was his father's idea, of course, but he's off lettuce now or something. I don't know. He's been gone for weeks, but he's my responsibility now, and I'm worried. Taking him off on some adventure after the madness happened yesterday. I don't even want him in the garden anymore.
Well, far be it for us to intercede in the whims of, or in the wishes of his mother.
Mom, 19. I can decide for myself.
He'll be well paid. We're thinking a gold per day for 10 days.
She like whips her head at that. She goes, "Gold? A day?"
Aye. It's dangerous. But
me
you'll
a-
have our word that if he gets injured, then we will use as much healing on him as we would on one of our own.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
All the healing I have.
That is at 15.
Well, maybe I spoke too soon. A gold a day is quite a lot for a young man, and you can tell she's kind of like rubbing her hands together. She's a little bit greedy. She goes, "Fine, paid in advance, a gold a day, and you promise to take care of my baby and bring it back to me in 10 days' time."
Well, we don't promise that part. If it takes longer than 10 days, then he'll have the decision at that point, whether he turns around and comes back.
But 10 days in advance.
Aye.
Yeah.
He'll also be gaining very worthwhile experience. As we say, we're champions of the gods, you know.
Aye, and fair be it to me to deny the gods and their champions. Am I right? Especially for a gold a day. All right, Cedric. Let's get your things together. When are you leaving?
He'll need to buy some rations, and we'll be leaving as soon as he's available.
Okay. Well, if you have the gold now, I'll take it. I'll go get him some rations. We'll have them ready in a couple hours, I guess.
Torches would be good too. I'm
And a
gonna hand
bedroll.
over a bedroll, yes, and I'll give him 10 out of my portion.
Okay. She takes it and quickly pockets it. And she goes, "Okay, well, where can we meet you then?"
The Agora.
We'll be there. We'll be there at noon. It's morning at the moment. It's like 9 or 10 in the morning. So we'll be there at high noon then. We'll be on your way then. Okay, come on, Cedric. We have to go get supplies. And he goes, "Yes! I'm going to see the world. Oh, I'm so excited."
Oh, you know what? We never actually interviewed the fella.
He'll be great. I saw him. I saw him when the attack happened.
Did you see him actually attack something?
No.
Give me a history check. Hector. You're pretty sure you saw him hiding behind a crate now that you think about it.
Cass was with him. He was protecting Cass.
This could go very, very poorly.
She was protecting Cass.
Man.
All right. In terms of stats, I'm going to go ahead and make him a soldier then.
Not
'Cause,
walking around with a commoner.
Well, he's a trained guard. He was a trained guard at least.
Good.
So he's actually pretty similar to you guys in ability as a soldier. He's got more AC than any of you. About the same HP as most of you. But he's we'll give him a little bit of personality as well.
Mhm.
So what do you call him? Cedric?
All right. So, Phaedron, you're looking to buy a bow?
If you want me to be more effective, I was
You
thinking
don't
about
already
it.
have one?
So I left my. This is just traveling gear, and I pull out my little short bow. I left everything. I left my. This was supposed to be a temporary protoporus. I just have a short bow. I don't have my instrument. I don't have my painting supplies. I don't have any of the normal things that I would bring, but I promise I can be more effective with something more than this. This was just for small game along the way.
Understood.
I promise I can afford it with my share if we share equally.
Aye. What about you, Nikos?
I like your suggestion of some climbing gear. That would probably be a good idea. And smash cut to Nikos like tangled up in a bunch of ropes and a harness and all like the wrapped around his hind legs there.
The two centaurs trying to climb. I told you we're so good at this.
And wherever this thing is, I expect there's going to be this thing would have locked it behind a heavy door. So how about a crowbar to get through that door there, right?
Sounds like a good plan. I'll use my funds for the climbing gear. Do we want to buy anything in terms of healing?
I met a Triton named Circe, who had all kinds of potions. I was just planning on getting like a healer's kit in case something goes wrong, little bumps and scratches, or if someone goes down again. But everything else looked really expensive. But I mean, it's your share. Does anybody else still have? And I'll reach into my bag. Does anybody else still have one of these? And I pull out my little potion of healing that we got on the first day.
I used mine on Nikos when the tree fell on him.
Nikos, Hector, did you get these?
Yes. Did I use it? I don't think so.
Equipment.
I never used it.
I didn't even look at the prices. You could go ask. I just assumed it would be a little bit out of our price range. I just wanted some bandages.
So do you guys have 3 potions currently?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I never used mine. I'm buying a diamond. A pretty one, hopefully.
Cut, carrot, and quality.
Mm-hmm.
Would the climbing kit be 25?
Yeah, we'll do things pretty much on par with the PHP. I'll let you guys. I tend to not really do a lot of haggling. You might be able to like convince people if you have like notoriety or popularity in a region to kind of give you a discount, or if you know somebody, you can exchange favors as a kind of form of currency. I also tend to do bartering, so you can like give them things in exchange. So if they have, I don't know, something interesting you found somewhere else, some trinket, they might if they're interested in that kind of trinket, they might be able to trade. But I don't usually like, oh, do a persuasion check to get half the price or whatever, because that doesn't feel quite as role play to me. It feels very rules convoluted in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't have a problem jumping forward and saying we bought all the things we bought.
Sam, you said the longbow was way cheaper than it would be, though. Could we say that's like if I trade in my short bow or something?
There was some kind of real basic longbows that were like 35 gold pieces. They were not high quality at all. I'll let you also trade in your short bow for... What is short bow?
If there
Short
was
bow
something
is-
that had like a little teeny bit of Nylea on it, I'd probably pay a little bit more than that. But really, Nylea wants me to take down a goat critter, so I'd save as much as I can.
Okay.
gold-wise.
So I would say for your short bows were 25, so you'll get 12 and a half for that. So if you wanted to get one that was more standard priced, you could pay the 50 gold pieces for the longbow and then trade your short bow in and get it kind of like engraved with Nylea, or you could just pay the 38.5 for it instead. You can get, if you pay the full like 50, you can get one that's got like Nylea symbols engraved into it. It's been blessed by a priest of Nylea.
Okay. Versus your super cheap longbow that you're allowing, which would still roll the same.
If I give you a special item that has a backstory to it, there's a chance that that special item might have story implications later. So if I'm going to make you pay more for it because it's got cool aesthetic to it, there's probably going to be
You're
something.
the one that said there was a 35 gold longbow. All right.
Yes.
All right, works for me. I'll do maths.
Yeah, so there is a 35 gold longbow, but I'm saying there's a like cheaper whatever longbows. It might even break on you later. Who knows? I don't know. We'll decide that later. Or you get one that's got like cool engravings on it and it's blessed by a priest of Nylea or whatever for whatever price I said a moment ago. But
She will definitely take that.
Okay.
We'll sort that out. That's fine.
great. Yeah. So like I guess I should be more clear about this. If I'm gonna give you something and say, hey, it costs a little more than something else for the same quote unquote damage, there's probably gonna be some reason why I'm gonna charge a little bit more for that, or I'm gonna implement it into the story a bit more or whatever. Okay. So you get a cool bow that's been blessed by a Nylean priest. It's not made of Nessian wood. It's made of like a fine maple. It's got these cool emblems of Nylea in it. You see that there are each of the arrows of the 4 seasons are carved into the sides of it. The starting at the bottom with spring, going up to summer, going up to fall, going up to winter is at the top. On the other side, we'll say it's got a lynx eyes carved into it, right over where the arrow slots into the side of the bow.
At some point, I'd like to break away from the group and look for any place that would be selling holy symbols.
Okay. Probably the temple, I would imagine.
Okay.
If you're looking for holy symbols of places that aren't from the temples themselves, you're gonna find definitely Nylean and Heliod temples here. You might find a few other gods. You're not gonna be like a temple to Mogus or Phoenix or anything here. What kind of holy symbol are you looking for specifically?
Well, what he's hoping for is just like a general store where they've got some cheap ones that are like arranged so that he can look at the symbols.
Okay, sure. You head over to a more religious district of the town. I mean, it's a fairly sized town. It's not a big town. It's not a polis by any means, but it is kind of the last stop for people before they head into the Nessian woods. So it's got some traffic going through it. So you head over to the religious district as you slip away from the group while they're doing some of the rest of their shopping, and you find a small stand, and on the stand you see that there are emblems hanging across. You see all 15 gods are represented here. There's a kind of a shady looking dude looking behind it. He's only got like a 6 teeth or whatever. He's wearing all 15 emblems around his neck. He sees you approach and he goes, "Yeah, Minotaur. You don't get many of you around here. How can I help you, sir?"
I'm just browsing at the moment and just look through the symbols. He's got the vision in his mind of the meteor that turned into an arrow. Is there any symbol that looks like it would be close to that?
A meteor that turned into an arrow. So most of these are going to be the actual emblems of the gods themselves. If I could find symbol. You guys should be able to see the handouts there at the bottom of the holy symbols of each of the gods. So the holy symbol for Nylea is in fact a kind of a circle with 4 arrows going through it. You'd seen this in the flower fields previously, as you ran into the Nestian Woods the first time. And that's probably the closest one. None of the other ones really have arrows to them. You have the double crescents of Athreos. He hands you the Minotaur head of Mogis, and he goes, "Here's a real nice one of Mogis. I know you Minotaurs like him quite a lot. You interested in this? Only whatever emblem price is. 5 gold pieces?"
He kind of snorts at that one.
No? Maybe you're more for his brother. And he pulls up Iroan, and he goes, yeah. He's got like a helm with 4 feathers coming out, or 4, what are they, olive leaves? What are those? I guess they're like feathers. That's what they're. 4 feathers coming out in the same way that Mogus's horns come out of his head. These 4 feathered ones come out of the helm for Iroas. Defected, have you? Yeah?
No, but I'll take that one. And he points at the arrows on Nylea's symbol.
Oh. All right, then. And he reaches up and he grabs it, and he sets it down, and he goes, 5 gold pieces, then.
No questions asked. And I thank you for your business.
And he set the coins down, he grabs them, scoops them in, and he goes, "What's your name?" "Oh, no questions asked. Never mind. Have a
He's
good
learning.
one, curious Minotaur."
And he just turns and leaves the shop.
As you walk away, you see him walk over to a stand next to him, and he starts talking to a fatter, bald guy, kind of pointing at you, whispering rumors.
And I try to catch up back with I go to the Agora if I don't see anybody else.
Okay. Nikos, what are you doing during all this?
So visiting the wherever the shop would be to buy the climbing gear and crowbar, and he probably needs a few more rations because he only has 2 here. He wasn't expecting this to be a long journey. And I think while looking for a crowbar, the portable ram would probably catch his attention as well. Thinking about smashing down doors.
How much? Isn't a portable ram like 50 gold?
4.
Portable ram's only 4 gold? Holy cow.
I mean,
That's
what it
so
is here.
cheap.
Beyond, yeah.
Is that 4? Maybe it's 4 pounds.
Could
No,
be.
it's 4 gold and 35 pounds.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you enter this building. It's got all kinds of climbing gear, various equipment for, moving rocks, pickaxes and stuff. You see there's a real big guy. He's got tattoos all over his body as you enter, and he goes, "Welcome to Ulrich's shop. I give you many good climbing gear. How can I help you, big Minotaur or Centaur?"
Yeah, I'm a bit of a novice in climbing. And then he puts his front hooves up on the counter and then puts him down. That was a terrible idea. I'm sorry I did that.
It's okay. Dirt gets everywhere. We love the dirt here. We climb the mountains, yeah? You centaurs not very good at climbing. I tell you what. And he walks over and he grabs a harness off the table and he goes, "This is a good harness. It works well for you centaurs, so you can get up the mountain. I sell you this for 5 silver.
Sure. Yes. Okay. And that you could show me how to work the ropes and the clips and the buckles. All right.
Absolutely. Here, you do this." And he starts like claiming or showing you how to put on the harness, and he like wraps it around you. It's like, "Your armor's in the way. You're going to need to take this off when you do this. But for now, we show you like this." And he clips it on the back. And he goes, "It's a perfect fit. You pull this rope here, pulls the ropes tighter. You want to keep it tight so your core stays steady. You flip in the air if you don't do that. Nobody wants to be upside down on the side of a cliff, you know?
This core or both?
Yes, both.
Okay.
And he sets down the climber's kit. Poof, it's real big and heavy. He's like, these things are not for novices, so I teach you. You take the clip, you pound in the python, right? You wrap the rope around the python, you clam it into the wall. You got to be real deep. If you pull and it comes loose, you're going to die. And that is bad. You don't want to die on the side of the mountain. 25 gold for the climber's kit.
All right. Yeah, we'll put it here in my pack, and that's good. Crowbar and a ram. You can do that for us too.
He pounds them on the table. The whole table's like made of stone. You see there's dents and cracks in it all over the place where he's just been beating this thing up over for years. He's like, here you go. Absolutely. It's real nice meeting a new climber. I hope you do well out there. If you ever need lessons, I do lessons Friday night, 6 p.m. I charge 2 silver a night.
I see so much climbing in my future now. I'm probably going to need some saddlebags to go carry all this gear. Now that I think about it.
Saddlebags.
Right?
How much are saddlebags?
I have no idea.
Actually, I got a good idea. Yeah, and he puts on the saddlebag, and he goes, I see you are a cleric of Heliod. It's all over your armor. You got these beautiful suns, yeah?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, I have these saddlebags. He sets them here on the ground. You see that on the side of them are just, what's Heliod doesn't have, his emblem isn't a sun. What is it?
It's like a laurel, right?
Yeah, it's a laurel. On the side of it, you see these laurels kind of lace up the side, and he goes, I sell you this. It's a little more expensive, but it is good bag. Got your emblem of your god on it. You don't want to look like a horse out there. You're a big centaur, very proud, yes?
That's right, yes. Not just an ordinary beast, no.
Exactly, no beast. You're a beast. You're a beast, but you're not a beast, you know?
Yeah.
Saddlebags are 5 gold. Or saddlebags are normally 4 gold pieces. He'll give you this one for 5 gold pieces.
Okay.
Okay. This is good transaction. You give me gold, I give you items. It goes great. Yeah.
Well, pleasure meeting you.
You too. Take care, young centaur. Be safe out there. Don't flip. You got to keep your core strong, both of them.
All right, thanks.
Anything else you're looking for?
No, that's everything. Yeah,
Okay.
hire this guy. Right?
Hector, anything you're looking for in particular?
He'd probably either be going to a jeweler or some type of like trade post where you can either turn in gems and get gold out of it or buy those gems. Because he wants to buy that 50 gold piece diamond.
Sure. Yeah, you find a jeweler off to the side. Inside of it, you see that there is a strange sight. The guy running the counter is actually a dryad. You see he's kind of made entirely of leaves as he's sitting behind the counter. He's looking intently at a ruby as you walk in. Well, look at you.
Hello.
Hello.
You sell diamonds, right?
We have a few here and there, yes.
I'm sure you have people buying the 50 gold worth diamond.
Oh, yes, that one's quite popular, especially among mages.
Yep. I like show him my spell book. Yeah, I need it for the component.
Oh, yes, I see this. He reaches down and he puts a little tiny diamond on the counter, and he goes, these are our 50 gold piece diamonds. We call them... What's the spell you're trying to cast?
Chromatic orb.
We call them chromatic diamonds by Karen. I don't know. Chromatic diamonds by Juilliard. There we go.
Well, that's exactly what I need. I'll buy that chromatic diamond. And I take like this just pile of coins and place them on it and be like, yep.
You like reaching up on the counter as you place all these coins up. He hands you this kind of reddish diamond. It shines in the air. You see inside the diamond, there's like this real tiny like figurine almost etched into it, like a little drawing etched inside of it of the chromatic orb spell. These are very specifically diamonds that are made specifically for the chromatic orb spell.
I'm sure it's pretty common for being like a very common spell, low level, and popular among the wizards. So that's really cool with the little symbol. I like that touch. Did you do that?
Oh, me? Of course not. No, I have a friend in the next town over who does them. I am merely the distributor.
Well, I'll probably be back maybe sometime when I need the more expensive jewels, but for now, this is all I can get.
Okay, well, come back if you need anything else. We have other jewelry here, not just diamonds. Oh, diamonds are quite popular. I have this ruby, for instance.
But do you
maybe?
also buy gems? In case we find any that aren't needed?
Yes, but I do need to turn a profit, of course, and depending on the cut and value of the gem, the size, I will probably buy them, yes.
Perfect. Glad to find some place that would buy them.
Do come back. Juilliard's Jewelers.
Juilliard's Jewelers.
we're gonna call it Julie.
Oh,
I can't spell. Juilliard's Jewelers. That.
Perfect. JJ, got it.
Yeah. Okay. You get a chromatic ore. You guys have blown all of your funds that you're being paid to go search this, pretty much. And right about noon, you all recongregate inside the agora. You see approaching is as you guys kind of group back up. Do you guys want to say anything to each other while you right after you meet up?
I found a place we can sell gems to.
Myself.
Oh no. If we ever find gems, I know a guy. Juilliard.
If you want to get into rock climbing, I know a guy now.
No, I don't like climbing that much. Unless it's climbing a bookshelf.
Okay. You guys look over as you see a bit of a commotion. Wandering into the agora is your new friend Cedric. He's carrying way too many bags for travel. He's got like 6 bags in his arms. His mom's like trying to stuff more like parchments and clothes into his arms, and he's like, "You're gonna need this. You don't want to. You fresh underwear." And she's like trying to stuff him in the bags. And he's like, "Mom, this is too much." As he gets up to you, he drops it all. He picks up the top one, sets it down, and he goes, "I'm bringing this one. None of the others." "But what are you gonna do if you don't have your..." And she pulls out like a weird like plastic bag, and she goes, "Bags. I don't know what these are for either. They're bags and bags." And she starts pulling it open. She goes, "Fine, you take that one then, and you be safe then."
Don't worry, ma'am. I've been living in nature for some time. We'll be just fine. You can leave the abacus.
She goes, "But what if you need to count your coins while you're on the road?" "Oh, fine." And she grabs the abacus and stuff's in there. She goes, "Well," and then she grabs her son and starts kissing him on the cheek. "Be safe out there. Don't get into too much trouble, and you guys protect him."
Uh-huh.
Aye, will do.
He like looks at you guys and he goes, "Can we leave now, please?"
It's kind of
Yes.
funny.
So, Lydia, kind of forgot to ask the priests if they would look into her.
Oh, because the priest wasn't there. He skipped town, right?
Maybe we should check in on her. I don't even know if she's still there.
She probably needed some extra sleep, so yeah, good idea. Let's see what she's up to.
Well, and we also
Let's-
want her to check our prophecies, right?
Yeah, in
That's
case you
something
can.
she can do.
All right, back to the tavern.
So you guys had taken her coin. Did you ever leave the coin there, or do you have it on you?
I picked it up when she fell down, and I feel like I just still have it.
Okay. Cool. You guys and Cedric all head back to the inn. You head up to Telemachus's room. Carme, when you come in, she goes, "Hey, it's noon. You're supposed to turn in the keys before noon. Can I have them back, please? Are you gonna pay for another night? What's going on?"
I just forgot a thing in the room upstairs. I'll be right back and give you the key.
A
Yeah,
thing.
a thing. You forgot a whole person in the room. Yeah, wait, I got that. I went up to check. She's awake, by the way.
Well, good then. Thank you.
Yeah. So you guys head up into the room. You see, sitting up in your bed, leaning against the wall, is Lydia. She's currently kind of munching on a snack that Carme has made for her of some kind. And as you enter, she looks up straight ahead, and she goes, "Ah, you guys are back.
I thought you can't see.
I can't. Can see your souls now. It's almost like a floating orb in the air."
So I do have a soul?
Yes.
Oh,
You are Nyxborn. I can tell that. Your soul is dotted with stars, wrapped in weaves.
I read in like some book that it was unknown if Nyxborn had souls or not. That's cool to know.
When you approached us yesterday, you had this in your hand.
She
Do
turns
you
her
know what
head,
it is?
and she actually looks right at it, and her eyes go really wide. She kind of blindly reaches out towards the coin. Do you hand it to her?
Yeah.
She takes it and she looks into it. She goes, "I can see it. Fires. Lots and lots of fires." Roll me a d6, please, Phaedron. That's a 4. She goes, "The fires are taking shape. They're forming a terrible looking dragon." She wraps her hand around the coin and holds it close to her chest. And she's like shivering almost as she goes, "Thank you for returning that to me. When I woke after you saved me, I'd found that in my pocket. Wasn't sure what it was, but I think it's whispers to me. It speaks to me almost. I can read things in it, see visions take shape."
I don't see anything in mine. And I reach into my pocket and pull out mine. Do you see anything in this as well?
She looks at it for a moment. She goes, "Yes. Smoke. All colors have filled it." Roll me a d4, please. That is a 3. The smoke is it's taking shapes. I see coastal city or a town, shacks on the edge of water. That's all. I see the waves crashing onto the harbor. Nothing more.
Do you recognize where it is?
No, I apologize. I've rarely left Dasos, and when I did, it's only to go to Miletus, and I can at least tell you that it's not that. It's not Miletus, or at least not any part of it I've
Okay.
seen.
I look around to the party, to Mac and Nikos.
Sure. Yeah. Here, do mine next.
Do all of you have coins?
Nope.
Just the three of us.
It's the only way I can see anymore. The coins appear as normally to me, but everything else is black. It's very strange. And your souls float in air as well. Yours is sparkling, Nikos. Bright lights, very similar to your soul. Your soul is this warm glow. I can tell that you've been touched by Heliod. Roll me a d4, Nikos.
It's a 3.
It's a 3. She goes, the lights seem to take form. I see a sleeping lionin cub. Leonin, sorry. It's resting in the grasslands. That's all.
Without saying anything, Mac just flicks the coin like he's trying to do a flip, straight at her. And since he knows that she can see it, he imagines she can catch it.
I'm gonna do a sleight of hand check. She can't see her hand. She sees it coming and she holds up her hand. Oh, and it just smacks into her chest. Tink, 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 tink. She fumbles over and picks it up, holds the coin in her hand. Roll me a d4, Mac.
That's a 3.
All of you rolled 3s.
Destiny.
Telemachus, your coin appears to be filled with broken shards of glass. Almost like a stained glass window that I'm staring into. The shards are coming together. Is that a drum? It seems to be bloody. It sits at a stone floor. And she hands the coin back to you. Those are pretty cool coins. Who's this, by the way?
Oh, this is Lydia.
Hi, Lydia. I'm Cedric. I'm helping these guys with their bags and whatnot.
And Shield.
And
I
she-
think perhaps we should, once this is over, we'll discuss your place in these kinds of conversations, Cedric.
Oh, so sorry. He
No, you're great.
sinks back. I'll just wait in the hallway, I guess. Apologize.
No. Stay in here. Just shh.
Oh, okay. And he goes next to the door. He's looking at Mac, kind of terrified, circling a little closer to Hector.
Your guard just, guard.
Oh, right. He holds up his shield and sits up a little straighter, puts his hand on his long sword.
There you go. He straightens his helmet for him.
Lydia, do you have family here in town?
Yes, of course. My mother. She was our house seems to have burned down, and I believe she was inside of it.
I'm sorry.
Tragic.
Now it's just me and whatever these strange powers I have are.
Well, the good news is, people in this world are stupid enough to follow any god, and they'll pay good money for anybody who's got a prophecy to tell. You're an oracle now.
Maybe. Oracle of the Dead. Not really a grim. It's a bit of a grim oracle,
But
I
neat.
guess.
I'm sure you'll find a way to spin it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll do the best I can. If you ever need me to look at the coins again, I wouldn't even be alive without you guys, so I'll help you out. I'm probably gonna stay here. If not, I'll leave word for you of where I'm heading.
Then you have a plan on where you're going to stay.
Figure something out. I'm more capable than I look, even blind now. I survived on the streets most of my life. We were never very wealthy, but I can handle my own, I imagine.
Very well. A drink before you go. Let's get out of this room and turn our keys in.
She moves her legs over the edge. She's kind of feeling around the wall as she stands up. She's using the wall kind of guide herself. I assume that way's the door, as that's where your guys' souls came in. Am I correct in that?
No, we came in through the wall.
I was gonna say the floor.
Ha ha. Make fun of the blind girl who just lost her vision.
You're gonna have to grow a thicker skin than that, my dear.
Maybe in a few weeks' time, not a couple hours after losing my vision. Just help me out, please. And she like reaches for you, Mac.
Puts an arm out.
Yeah. And she
You also
grabs
have a
hold
new
of it.
face tattoo.
Say it again.
You also have a new face tattoo.
I do? Can't even
Right?
see
That's
it.
where the crescent was, right?
Yeah, it was on her face.
It's
Yeah.
very fetching.
I figured if you didn't, if you couldn't see it, you'd like to know.
Yeah, that's. I've never had a tattoo before. Sad that I can't see it, I guess. Never will.
Well, never say never.
Tears start rolling down her cheeks. Well, let's just get that drink then, I guess. She's pretty young. Like 16, 17.
Oh, okay.
As good a time as any to start.
I mean, if you're really desperate for a house, I'm sure there's a room in Leslie's house. You know Leslie?
Oh, yes. His mom. She points at Cedric.
I'm sure if you have some business going, she'd definitely let you rent out, right?
How do
It
you
sounds
know?
like it, right, Cedric?
How do you know my mom? Cedric, we've had dinner before. Your mom is friends with. Never mind. Oh yeah, I didn't recognize you with the face tattoo and the weirdly colored eyes.
Cedric, no.
Is the hair doing the flowy thing too?
No, it's not. Her hair is hanging, pretty normally along her back. Oh yeah. I'll tell mom that you're coming. I'll send a rap. Oh wait, they broke all the raptors.
Oh.
Here, and he starts writing on a note. He goes, "Give this to mom. Maybe she'll let you stay in my room." She like,
Just in case it's desperate. If you can't find anywhere to stay, if I'm sure from the bottom of her heart, no, you gotta get a business set up.
Who wouldn't want to have an oracle living with him?
Just maybe not mention. Yeah. Just say you can make her money.
"Oh yeah, mom loves money. She's practically raving about the 10 gold we gave her earlier today. She's gonna buy a necklace."
How's about that drink?
You guys head downstairs and you get another drink, and that is where we'll end our session today. We'll begin next week with you guys heading out of town. to the north. I believe you're heading towards.
The arrow, wherever it's pointing us.
Right.
Right.
Probably the mountains. I think that's where it is pointing us.
Okay, so as usual, we will do our kind of recap here and do piety. So we will begin as normal with CJ. CJ, how do you feel you have progressed Clothus's goals today, and what do you think is the most significant thing you did today to kind of earn yourself piety with Clothus?
Yeah, nothing was big. It felt like mainly a preparation session. And the fact that he is preparing himself to do more of Clothus's bidding, be with the group. And probably the most important thing that he's done was that dream where he's realized, yeah, his destiny is intertwined with this group. That it's not just like him helping them or it's like a temporary thing. It's more of like a long-term, it's our path, not just like individual paths.
Right. Okay.
But nothing, because it really felt like a preparation session for Hector.
We didn't even have any combat. Normally, I like to do at least one combat a session, but this ended up being a whole roleplay session. So, yeah, sure. I'm accepting your destiny, going with it, moving forward, convincing others to come with you. I think that's pretty on par. All right, Nikos, how do you feel you've progressed Heliod's goals here?
Yeah, also a lot of preparation for future things, but he did get to talk to Alice, the priest of Helioid there, and agree to continue to look for the artifact. And there's well, then Alice disappeared. He may be a trying to escape his fate there, so that's a potential fugitive from justice that Nikos might be looking for. Maybe it's nothing, but maybe it's something.
Okay. So you do feel you've earned piety then? I know last week you didn't feel like you did.
I'm not sure how strict you want to be this, but
I'm not going to be strict at all. It's more of a feeling, right? So like I'm willing to award piety if you think you've earned piety. More about keeping you guys working towards the goals of your gods every session by questioning you and asking what you think you've done and how you want to shape your relationship with your god. So
all right, then yeah, definitely he's still on the track there, and the town is certainly in better shape now, so that's a good thing too.
Cool.
I mean,
yeah, I'll definitely agree with that. What about you, Phaedron? How do you feel you've earned Nylea's piety?
I don't know if she's ever specifically called herself like a champion of Nylea. I feel like the first couple sessions she had a like why me kind of thought, like a low level champion, and then Nylea brought her back, and then last night she had that dream where Nylea directly said, "Will you be like the champion? Will you help protect the forest, etc.?" And she accepted. So it was kind of huge. And then, I mean, there's little things like after that, she literally found an instrument that had markings of Nylea to use to hopefully save the forest. So major session for her.
Okay. Yeah. No, I definitely agree. We're gonna do some piety there. And last but certainly not least, Telemachus. How do you feel you've come into your own with this god you're not even sure has chosen you yet?
I think at this point, he's certainly become comfortable with using the phrase "We are champions of the gods," even if he doesn't really fully believe it. He's more kind of going along with it, I think, because of the relationships that he's starting to build with these people and their connections with the gods. But the omens are stacking up, and that culminated in him picking that symbol, which he is not showing to the party yet. But
Okay.
it does kind of indicate that there's something going on in the back of his mind.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I think choosing a symbol is kind of big for Mac because he's starting to accept a destiny with a new god here. Yeah, so I think we're gonna do piety all around here for the first session. Everybody gets it today. So that will mean that 2 of you will be getting your first tiers there. Mac, I'm gonna talk to you about yours because it's probably not gonna be exactly what's in the book. Actually, I'll probably talk with all of you actually about that because I want to start. I like the base that's there in the book, but we're gonna customize them a bit more to kind of fit your relationship with your gods and how it fits better into your characters. So, cool. Yeah, we'll pick back up again next week, same time, 8:00 p.m. on Saturday. We will. Thank you very much for coming. Does anybody have anything they want to shout out? Maybe point to maybe you have other D&D streams that you guys are a part of, or stuff you do that maybe out in the community or anything. Start with Hector.
I participate in a stream on Monday, hosted by Corespire. We were playing Tales of the Yawning Portal. We're currently in Forge of Fury, about to head into the second floor. It's pretty fun.
I won't lie, you caught me off guard with that. I'm like, oh, he's in a stream on Monday. I didn't know he was in a stream on Monday. And I'm like, oh wait, that's my stream. that's on my channel, by the way. Twitch.tv/Corespire. Yeah. Puny, you're also in that stream.
I am also in that stream. Yes, on Monday night, playing a gnome wizard. So, totally different character from this one. Yeah, he's smart and small instead of big and dumb.
Cool. Becca, you have anything you wanna shout out? I know you're
open for streams. I'm still in love with my commission art, which was by I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Mizomiya, Mizomei, and I still love this. I love this art. It's a good representation. It's exactly
and it's on your shirt too.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's.
I didn't even notice that. That's awesome! Holy cow!
On my local computer, it's not mirrored, but in one window, it's mirrored. So I don't know if it's.
Yeah, it looks right.
Good.
That's awesome. I love it. Supple, you got anything you want to shout out?
No, this is my only stream that I'm a part of. Everything else D&D that I do is in real person games, so nobody on the internet will be able to see that. But thanks for joining us, everybody, and we hope you're enjoying it so far.
We'll have to get you get a collection of all your cool stuff that you print off and show it off to the community at some point, because I know you make some cool 3D printed stuff. All right, cool. Well, that's where we're gonna go ahead and end it tonight, guys. Thank you very much. See you next week. Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.